Hello everybody, how are you doing? It's Matthew Street. Welcome to my channel. I really appreciate you being here. Folks, sad news today. I know you've seen it in the music news world itself or watching other people's videos, and I really wasn't going to make a video, but I've had to work all day today, and I didn't know when I'd be able to do this, but I said I got a few minutes here on a break at work. Let me just throw in my thoughts and feelings. So no, I'm not going to do something cheesy like throw a bunch of monkey stuff behind me, or just show you my monkey stuff, or put on a Monkees t-shirt and dance around for the camera and show you what a Monkees fan I am. I'm not going to do that. To me, that's cheesy and embarrassing. I'd much rather just speak from the heart about this individual, and that's Michael Nesmith and the sad passing of Nez, which I just heard a little while ago. Breaks my heart, folks. I've been a Monkees fan since I was a kid in the late 60s. Like all young kids at that time, I was a big Beatles fan, and the Beatles were always my number one, but I became a Monkees fan. I really enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed their music and their albums. But I have to admit, I was more in tune with the bigger hits, the songs sung by Mickey and Davy at the time. This is in the late 60s coming into the 70s when I was a young person. I was into Last Train to Clarksville and Daydream Believer and I'm a Believer and She, and think of all those great hits sung by Mickey and sung by Davy. Those were my favorites, and those are the ones I was drawn to on the albums. I always listened to those. And when Mike's songs would come up, I didn't dislike them, but I have to admit, as a young kid and a teenager, I didn't get it. I didn't understand what Mike was doing with those stylings of his music, the country rock flavor, the deeper, more introspective lyrics. I didn't get it. I wasn't drawn to it. I wanted the pop rock Monkees, the commercial hit Monkees. That was my favorite. And it's funny how your whole outlook can change 180 degrees over time, over the years, as you mature and get older and your ear for music gets more mature. It happened to me over the years, is that I finally came to realize, and through a good friend of mine when I became a young man in my 20s, he was a big Nesmith fan. He had Nesmith albums and music, and he turned me on to songs like Joanne. He had a single for Joanne, and he'd play these songs for me, and I would go, wow, that's good music. That's great stuff. And he goes, yeah, and there's a lot more of it. You know, you got to listen to Mike and listen to what he's writing, listen to what he's singing about. It's great stuff. And I did. And I have to admit, folks, I then went back to my old Monkee albums, and I found myself, albeit I still love all the Monkees hits sung by Davy and Mickey. I love everything by them. But I began to enjoy the Mike Nesmith Monkee songs much better. I gained a new appreciation for them. I really thought they were fantastic. That Mike was way ahead of his time of writing country rock or southern rock, whatever you want to call it, but Mike had an ear for it, and he really was on the ground floor and laid part of that foundation for folk rock, for country rock, with those early Monkee records. God bless him. And it turned this fan around because I began to really love the Mike Nesmith songs from the Monkees, and I began to get drawn to Mike's solo material and think this guy is a talent, a pure talent. And so that's my little background with the music, folks. And to hear he's passed really breaks my heart, because he was such a talent, such a wonderful songwriter. And to know that, again, not to bring up a sore spot, but that the Monkees are still not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and now we've lost 3 of them. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy that Mike, Peter, and Davey, we're not here to see something like that happen. I just pray and hope it happens before we lose Mickey, because they deserve it. And certainly Mike Nesmith deserves accolades and recognition for the music, the wonderful music he produced. And I just hope that perhaps people will start gaining a new appreciation for Mike and his music. He's somebody that I don't feel gets the recognition he deserves. And to lose him like this is just a tragedy. It breaks your heart. I've seen the Monkees with Davy, Mickey, and Peter back in the reunion days of the late 80s coming into the 90s, and I was fortunate one time to see Nez with Mickey and Peter. God, it has to be a good 10 years ago. It was the first or second time they came around as a threesome after Davy passed. So it's got to be a good 9-10 years or so. And what a show. And to hear those Mike Nesmith songs live was a treat, an absolute treat. So folks, that's it. I just, I'm not here to break the news. The news has already been broken. I just wanted to give you my thoughts and feelings on how I'm going to personally miss Mike and what his music has done for me, and how his music was able to turn around this young Monkees fan as a child who didn't really care about his music back in the 60s and into the 70s. I just wasn't into his stuff. I was more into the other songs on the albums. But boy, that has flipped completely. And now, not only do I appreciate their big hits, but I really, truly love Michael Nesmith's music and his songs with and without the Monkees. So folks, play some Mike Nesmith music today. Play some Monkees music, and just remember what a talent, what a skilled individual we've lost. It's just something I think we all need to do and spend a little time appreciating what Mike Nesmith has done, not only for the world of music, but for us as individuals. So I thank you for sitting here for a few minutes with me and remembering Mike and wishing his family and his loved ones all our thoughts and prayers at this difficult time. We certainly are with them in spirit. And Mike will always be with us in spirit, and certainly his music will. God bless you all, and take care. Bye-bye.